Coach Sassy Fit with Sassy Fitness. This is Coach Sassy Fit with Team Sassy Fitness. Happy Teaching Tuesday. I just want to check in with yourself, not your to-do list, not what you didn't do yesterday, not what you feel behind on, just you. Because a lot of you are so busy taking care of everybody and everything else that you forget to show up for yourself in the same way. And I want to remind you of something today. Progress is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent with what you can do. Some of y'all are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect schedule, the perfect motivation, and that's exactly why you're stuck. Because the women who are seeing results, they're not doing everything. They're doing something consistently. So make sure you are doing something, whether it's a 10-minute walk, drinking your water, eating your meals on time, getting your workout in. It's the small things that build up momentum. So let's go ahead and get started for our call today. All right, we're going to let some people in and get it crack-a-lacking. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, beautiful people.
Hello.
Good
Hey.
afternoon.
Oh my gosh, it's the beautiful faces for me. I am so excited to have y'all here today. This is our Teaching Tuesday webinar group coaching session, and today we are talking about knowing versus doing and why we stall. But before we get into that, I have a few people I want to introduce. So we're going to get right into it. We have some new coaches that have joined the team. And they may be chiming in here and there on this call. They'll be joining other calls in the future. And so without further ado, let me introduce everyone to you. So first we have Miss All Season Body. Her name is Shira. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself, beautiful?
Hi, everybody. I'm Shira. Glad to see everybody. Glad to be here.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Next on the list, we have Mr. Omer. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Omer.
Hello, everyone. I'm Omer. Nice to meet you all. Excited to be here.
Yay! And we also have Mama D on the line. Can you introduce yourself, Mama D?
Hello, everyone. My name is Dee Goodman. I have a small company called Senior Fitness with Mama D, which is personal training. My specialty is 55 and older. I'm 67, so I got to take care of my peeps. So,
And looking good. Well, thank y'all so much for being here. These are our new coaches. They just did their onboarding yesterday and they ready to rock and roll. So I'm super excited to have them here. And I'm glad everybody's here because today's topic hits the core of why so many people struggle to see results. So before we get into all of that, y'all know I like to share wins. So we have Mama Francis on the line, we have Isaiah on the line, and we have those who are watching or may watch back later. So let me ask you this. Have you ever known exactly what to do but still didn't do it? Yes, I see a bunch of head nods. Yes, we all have fallen into that category in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Nobody is exempt, not even me. We sometimes we know what we're supposed to do and we just don't do it. But that's all right. Before we go deeper, what wins do you have to share this week?
Mm,
What you got?
Sticking with it.
Hmm? What'd you say,
Sticking with
Mama?
the plan. It's plan.
Oh, I'm
Sticking with
sorry.
the plan.
Sticking with the plan. I know that's right. That's what it's all about, sticking with the plan. And Isaiah, you got any wins this week?
Definitely, always. So I'm with Grandma Francis on this one. Like sticking with the plan, sticking with tracking, paying more, being able to actually eat how I need to, paying attention, continuing to pay attention to what I eat, and getting back into the groove of things since I've been home because I've been home for a week now. So
I love it. I love it. And how has getting back to the swing of things been for you? Have you found it difficult? Has it been kind of simple? How would you rate that?
adjusting was kind of a challenge, but once I got back into a routine, especially with you having me with scheduling the alarms, that has made it way more simple.
Okay, perfect, perfect. I like it. All right. So, we're going to continue on. So, going back to knowing exactly what to do but not doing it. You may know what to eat, what you should work out on, how much water, or the fact that you need to drink water, because a lot of us fall short on that. And knowing that it's about consistency and not perfection, right? A lot of times we feel like everything has to be perfect. But what I say on these calls all the time, there was only one perfect person ever. Ever. One.
Mhm.
And there's been a lot of people in the world, and nobody else is perfect, right? So,
No.
with that, it's about showing up. So, when you know what to do and you don't do it, you stall. But here's the truth about that: the problem is not the lack of knowledge, the problem is a gap in follow through. Make sense? So, today we're going to talk about why knowing isn't enough, what actually causes you to stall, and how to close the gap between knowing and doing, because results don't come from what you know. We know a lot of things, right? They come from consistently executing what you know. So, for those who are new here or watching this back and it's your first time watching this video, I want to let you know that I am a certified weight loss specialist, also health, fitness, and nutrition coach. I'm also a military veteran and a nationally qualified bodybuilding competitor. But who cares about that? What's most important is I'm here to help you build habits that you can actually follow through on. So let's start with our quick icebreaker. You can unmute yourself or you can drop it in the chat. What's one thing you know you should be doing that you aren't doing consistently? Just one thing.
For me, it's definitely drinking more water.
Okay. All right. And that's common for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the good thing,
Mine
but
is,
I'm sorry,
mine is drink early,
drinking, getting your water in early. What do you think?
or close to time. Well, yesterday I did it, so I gotta do this typically.
Okay. So what do you find is the most difficult thing, or what makes it difficult for you to get your water in early? What do you think?
It's not difficult. It's just that and I'm sorry, I'm at the bus stop again, so I'll be driving. Just
That's
do
okay.
remember to do. Sometimes you fix that container of water and just forget to. I said drinking more than just a sip now. Let me drink more
Okay.
times at least before I sit back. Because I get different. If I take a sip, I get old and center. But I better yesterday, so I'm gonna keep trend
So
going.
do you have one of these?
You know I do.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
it
So
with me. I
okay.
don't.
Because y'all know I always say if you don't have one of these, you are wrong. I see Miss D got hers. I see Omar got his. And Shira, I know she got hers. And Mama Francis got hers. So if you have one of these, you can't be caught slipping. Because I literally have one in every. I have one for home. I have one that I take in my car. That way, I always have one. Even if I go to a restaurant, my water bottle is going to be in my car. That way, when I leave the restaurant, if I get thirsty, I can drink it. So, I understand about drinking more than a sip. Have you considered alarms, like setting alarms to kind of remind you, okay, drink, because if you sip water every 15 minutes, you're guaranteed to hit your water goal. Have you considered doing an alarm for like every 15 minutes or telling yourself how much water to drink every 30 minutes? Maybe drink 4 ounces of water every 30 minutes. You will hit your water goal. Have you tried something like that? Or would you be open to trying something like that? Because that's one thing I mostly drink water anyway, but when I was trying to hit my water goal, especially when I was competing, setting that alarm and drinking 4 ounces of water every 15 to 30 minutes definitely helped me hit my water goal. So if you haven't tried that, you can try it and let me know how it works. Anybody else? Thank you for sharing, Omar, and thank you for Omar. I'm sorry, and Mama Francis. Anybody else want to share something that you know you should be doing, but you're not consistently doing?
Ironically, I would say drinking more water
Drinking more water.
and being more consistent with my workouts too.
So what's been difficult with drinking your water? I'm sorry, doing your workouts more consistently.
The having the um willpower to do it when the motivation is lacking.
So that's when you should tap. That's when you tap into your why. Because whatever your goal is, if your goal is to gain muscle and gain size, you can't do that if you're not working out. Motivation is not going to always be there. I'm not always motivated. But remember, it's about showing up and doing something. But if you don't show up, you can't make steps towards your goal, right?
Right.
So if the motivation is not there or your energy is low, do something. Do you think that would help?
Yes, no.
Because it's less about how you feel about doing it, and it's more about the willpower of reaching that goal. Because again, a lot of us say we want things, but we don't have a genie in a lamp that we can rub and snap our fingers and make it happen. We have to actually put the work in. And you have to choose your heart. If you cannot learn how to deal with putting the work in to get better, how are you going to know what to do when you get sick?
Mm.
May I add something to that?
Absolutely.
So I find when I am a little lacking of motivation to go to the gym, what I do is I still go and I tell myself, okay, I'll do a quick one. I'll do just a few exercises, but then it ends up being like a full workout because I'm already there. Might as well. But yeah, that's how I'm tricking my head to like overcome that. Like, oh, I don't want to go today. I'm really not feel like it because Lord knows I have a lot of those days. But yeah, I'm just once you tell yourself, okay, I'm just gonna do like at least 20 minutes, and then it becomes like a full exercise. It's like a win.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Okay,
sharing.
thank you for sharing.
You think that'll help you a little bit, Isaiah?
Yes, no.
All right, I love it. Anybody? Oh, you got something else?
I was yeah, because the next one was about the water,
Okay.
which is ironic because I thought I drank quite a bit of it, but I've been told I'd be sipping.
Yeah. Same thing Mama Francis said. If you have this and you're not refilling it, you're just sipping. I refill this thing like 2-3 times a day.
And it's funny that we're talking about that because you remember when I showed you it when I was still at grandma's house, and I showed you that I guess because I wasn't apparently wasn't finishing it, she washed it and put it up and had me drinking out of the plastic ones. So I don't know if it's still there or if we packed it for me to use it again, so I'm using the other one.
Oh, it's not. It's the lid to it was burned in the dishwasher or something like that. So that's why I gave you the green cup.
Okay, so
just use that.
And we
so
and
now
then
you have a cup.
Yeah.
And you just gotta refill it.
Gotta refill
I mean, well, you gotta drink the contents and then refill it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're never refilling your cup, and I can tie that back to you, to us as people, right? I can tie that back to us because if you are constantly draining your cup, your energy, pouring into other people,
you better preach.
How are you serving yourself? How are you serving yourself if you are not pouring back into you, but you're pouring into other people? So you got to make sure that you are pouring into yourself and also pour into yourself and refill it.
Make it plain, preacher.
Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anybody else want to share something that they know they should be doing that they're not doing?
Well, for me, it was the water thing. Okay. You're busy teaching classes, you're busy with your client, but you don't pour into yourself. So I agree with that.
Period.
So I had to remember all of these apps that we have. And there are tons of water apps.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite water app is Water My Body.
Oh.
You put a timer on it. It goes bloop, 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 bloop. Time for you to drink your water and you log it in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, when other people hear it, this is how you share. When other people hear it, they're like, what is that annoying noise? Like,
right.
It reminds me to drink my water. They're like, what? I have problems drinking water. So now you have people, because, as a trainer, we're supposed to be leading by example.
Right.
A lot of times we don't because life keeps lifing. So when they add this app, that just adds another tool in their tool belt to be successful when it comes to water. So that's what I got. These apps, they're not the devil. They're here to help us, but that's my favorite app.
Awesome. That's good. Thanks for sharing that. And also inside your fitness app, your Trainerize app, there's a water tracker. There's not an alarm, so you'll need to set a separate alarm. So if you want to use the tool that she mentioned to help to remind you, feel free, because like I said, after a while, you're going to get sick of hearing that alarm and you're just going to drink your water. Especially if that alarm makes noise. And if you're anything like me and you can't stand, like you're overstimulated by a lot of noise, you're going to figure out how to make it a habit. I don't have my phone ringer on. You can ask my son. I can't stand. I'm overstimulated by a lot of noise. I cannot. Yeah.
She made me do that with my phone alarms and my ringtone. She was like, just turn the ring.
Like if it go for too long, I'm like, you gonna get that?
Right.
So whatever you have to do, I am the queen of alarms, alerts, tasks, calendar. Whatever you have to do, there is really no excuse if you want to achieve whatever it is you're out to achieve. But you have to be intentional. It's always about intent. You have to be intentional about what it is that you are trying to accomplish and whether you really want to do it, because if the intention is not there, the action is not going to follow. And that's with everything. Anybody else before we move on? This was great, y'all. So now we're going to talk about follow through. All right, we're going to break this down. So most people believe if I just learn more, I'll do better. Y'all ever heard of information overload? Yeah, that is not a recipe for success. That is not how behavior change happens. That's not how behavior change happens. You don't need more information, more plans, more strategies. What you need is better execution for what you already know. Keeping it simple. Y'all ever heard keep it simple, stupid? KISS? Yeah, keep it simple. There's no need to add more. If you're not already executing what you currently have, why would you add more to that? That makes absolutely no sense. So, knowledge without action equals zero results. So the reason typically that people stall is because they overthink. How many of us are guilty of overthinking? Yeah. And oftentimes we can overthink ourselves out of making decisions, out of taking action, out of moving the needle forward. Why? Because you plan too much. You wait for the perfect time when there is no perfect time. And you try to do everything all at once. Right? Instead of acting, you freeze because you're like, oh my gosh, well, I got to do this and this got to be right. And oh my gosh, I can't do this and this and that and the third. Oh, what if it's not right? What if it's not perfect? You're overthinking yourself out of taking action. And also, if you don't have clear systems, you tend to rely on motivation. And you make decisions in the moment and then you fall into old habits instead of following what you already know you need to do. That's just like waking up in the morning and using the bathroom. That is something that is absolutely mindless. It's automatic. You get up, you use the bathroom. That's just automatic. And I hope you get up and brush your teeth. Those are habits that are natural. They come second nature because that's something that you've been doing since you were small. You don't need to overthink that. You already know when you get up, you can go to the bathroom. Right? So when you have these habits that you are building and you keep it simple and you master those, they become second nature. It's not something you have to think about. Does that make sense? So structure, when you have structure, that removes decision fatigue. And that's why programs and accountability work for people, because when you have someone there to be like, oh, this is what you said your goal was. You're not making those steps that I'm giving you. You don't even have to think about it. You told me your issue was thinking about the fact that you needed to figure this stuff out. And you don't have to figure nothing out. It's here. I gave it to you. So that's where the accountability comes in. So let's be honest. Tracking food takes effort. Yes. Working out requires energy. And changing habits feel uncomfortable. Right? So instead of leaning in, you avoid. Anybody ever done that before? Oh my gosh, I hate change. I don't want to do this. I don't know if I'm going to be successful in this. You avoid. And you have this all or nothing thinking, which we talked about last week, saying if I can't do it perfectly, I'm not doing it at all. So instead of partial progress, you stall completely. How many of us would rather have partial progress than zero? I know I would. Because partial progress compiles on top of each other and over time leads to the end result, right? But no progress does what? Absolutely nothing. So let's simplify this. Follow through is not about doing everything. It's about doing what matters consistently. I'm going to say that one more time. Follow through is not about doing everything. It's about doing what matters consistently. So if you are lacking motivation in working out, and you know that working out matters for you to reach your goal, going in the gym and doing something like Omer said will compile on top of each other and will create results long term. Make sense? So instead of feeling the need to overhaul everything, ask yourself, what is one thing I can execute daily? Just one. Because remember, we're simplifying. What is one thing I can execute daily? And once you master that one thing, then you can move on to the next thing. Yes? Is this making sense? Type 1 in the chat if this makes sense. I see Isaiah said perfectionist mentality. Yes. I love it. I love it. So I just want to make it clear. Vague goals don't get done. Saying things like, I want to eat better. What exactly does that mean? Everybody wants to eat better. So instead of saying I want to eat better, say something like, I want to hit 100 grams of protein a day. I want to hit 5 grams of fiber in 2 meals a day. I want to drink 80 ounces of water. Because that makes your goal clear. And oftentimes, especially when someone comes to me and say that they want me to coach them, and if they ask me or tell me they want to eat better, I'm gonna be like, okay, can you elaborate? Tell me more. What do you mean you want to eat better? Or I'll ask something like, what do your current meals look like? Because eat better is not essentially the goal. What specifically do you need to change? And then oftentimes I uncover that maybe they're eating too much sugar. Maybe they're eating too much processed foods. Maybe they're not drinking enough water. And that's the real issue, not I want to eat better. Maybe they should have said, I want to limit how much sugar I eat because I eat too much of it. Another thing that you should steer clear of saying is, I want to work out more. Does working out more, is that necessary for everybody? No. You got to be specific. So maybe you say something like, I want to walk 30 minutes a day. That's something I know I can commit to, is walking 30 minutes a day. Or I want to strength train. I want to lift weights 3 times a week. Or some people will say something like, I want to hit 8,000 steps a day. Those are specific goals. But vague, if you set vague goals, you're not going to reach them. Because clarity is what drives action. Does that make sense? So again, you don't need intensity, you need repetition. If working out is one thing that you struggle with, you need to work on the repetition of working out and figure out that thing that you know you need and do that consistently. Talk to your coach, find out what it is that they can help you with on that. And also know that simple daily habits done daily are much greater than extreme effort done occasionally. You don't know how many people come to me and say, oh, I eat salads, when I ask them what foods they eat. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so yeah, you eat salads. But how often do you eat salads compared to how you eat processed foods?
Or how much salad dressing you putting on that salad?
Right. I call it a salad dessert. Because really and truly, a lot of these salad desserts have way more calories and fat in it than a burger. Depending on where you get the burger from. I ain't talking about McDonald's and Burger King. We don't eat that. I'm talking about real burgers. So if you're making a salad dessert, and that's why I ask people to send me pictures of their food. Because I can instantly be like, those are the salads you're eating? Let's swap that ranch dressing for some balsamic. Yeah. Or let's get a Skinny Girl ranch if you gotta have ranch. Right? So it's not about doing things occasionally, because when you do things, you don't know how many people I see in the gym that have been going to the gym for years, because I see them there all the time and they look the exact same. You know why? Because what they do outside of the gym is what's their determining factor of their progress. Anybody can go to the gym and work out. But if you don't have no structure in your workouts, and then when you leave the gym, you're eating garbage and you're not hydrating properly and you're not resting properly, all of those things compiled together is what your results come from. So when I see people not changing year after year after year, what they're doing is not working outside the gym. I always used to, when I first started coaching years ago, I used to always say, when I did mostly in person, I would always tell my clients at the time, I'm gonna know if you're doing your homework. And they already knew what that meant. Because you can come to me and do your sessions all day, but I'm gonna know if you did your homework. And what I mean by homework is, what are you eating at home? What are you drinking at home? How is your sleep? You know how many people think that sleep is bad? That sleep is considered lazy? That taking rest days is bad? They don't realize that the rest you get and the sleep you get is just as important, if not more important, than the work you put in. Because imagine taking your fist and hitting this wall over and over and over again, never stopping. You will bruise your hand to no end. And if you don't allow your hand to rest, get it wrapped up to recover, that broken bone is going to stay broken. Apply that to your body. You're constantly lifting weights. You're constantly walking, putting pressure on your feet, breaking down those muscle fibers and all the things, right? And you never give your body a chance to rest. People think they got to work out 7 days a week, and they're building up all this lactic acid and all this inflammation in their body, and they're not giving themselves time to rest. What? Why are you doing that to yourself? Thanks, Shira. Why are you doing that to yourself? That is not a recipe for success. Overdoing things is just as bad as not doing nothing at all. The only thing is, you're causing your body damage physically by doing that. So what you need to do is remove the friction. Make it simple. Prep meals ahead of time. I hear some people say, I don't have time to prep meals. Yes, you do. Everybody get at least 1 day off. And a lot of times on that 1 day off, they don't want to do nothing. And then they are hungry and grabbing the wrong thing. Find that 1 day that's your least busiest day and prep your meals. And if you really don't want to do it that bad, put some money aside and invest in a meal prep company, because they are out there and they work. If it's that bad. If you don't know how to cook or don't like to cook, I happen to love to cook, so meal prepping is not a thing for me. And I do it once a week. And I make sure I have what I need for the week. And then if I happen to want to fix something in the middle of the week, it's something simple. Meal prep doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to be a top chef to prep your meals. But it's all about preparation. If you get it prepped, you don't have to think about it. And the people who have prepped, they're like, oh my gosh, this week was amazing. All I had to do was go grab my meal and go. And I always prep the meal that causes me to think the most. And that for me is lunch and dinner. I eat the same thing for breakfast every morning. Like, my morning routine is the same. My snack routine is the same. I just want to grab my lunch and my dinner. So those are the meals I prep, lunch and dinner. You don't have to prep all the meals. Some people may need to prep breakfast because they're on the go for work. Whatever that is for you, make it work for you. Set reminders. Use your alarm clocks. Use your calendars. Use that water app that Dee was saying that has a timer on it that'll annoy you. Right? Keep your water nearby. If you don't have one of these, you're wrong. Schedule your workouts. Schedule them like you schedule your doctor's appointments. If I showed y'all my calendar right now, y'all would be like, what? Yeah, I schedule my workouts. I'm going to show y'all.
I love your calendar. I have always loved your calendar. It's so
Look, me
organized.
too. Look, me too. That's inspiration right there for me. Look,
I'm
Thank
still trying
you.
to work my way up to being that organized. I'm getting there little
Listen,
by little.
because I have so much on my plate, and
Yeah.
because I have ADD or whatever you want to call it, like it's easy for me to be like all over the place. I have to do this. But let me show y'all my calendar real quick, just so y'all know that your girl ain't around here playing no games. This, can y'all see it? Not yet. Oh, there it go. It took a while to come up. Y'all see it? This is my calendar. Everything. You see this? Workout. You see this? Workout. I always schedule my workout. I schedule lunch. You know why? Because that's important. You need to pull away. Working through your lunch is not good. Eat. Go for a walk. Right? I schedule everything. Check tasks. Workout. Everything. This is my calendar for the week. And that's how I structure my day and how I stay on tasks and get stuff done. And I'm going to share this with y'all too. I also have my task app from Google. And the reason that I have this is because to keep myself from squirreling, that's what I call it. To keep myself from squirreling, if I think of something and I can't do it right then, I will go to my task app and put it in there and set a day for me to do it. Most times I'll say tomorrow. Let me know if y'all see that, if it came up yet. Y'all see it? So everything I have is on here. And if I think of something, like if it's the end of my day and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to do this, I'm going to put it on my task app. And then I'm going to set it to do tomorrow. This is like my to-do list for the day. And that's how I keep myself organized, because otherwise I would be all over the place. I would forget dates. I would forget appointments. I would forget, oh my gosh, I was supposed to meet with this person. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to do this. That's how you set yourself up for success. And I have meal alarms too. It says, go eat. Gotta do what you gotta do, right? So make sure that you use alarms when necessary. And here's a big mindset shift for you. You don't need to feel motivated to take action. I'm going to say that one more time for those who feel like motivation is what they need. You don't need to feel motivated to take action. That's where your discipline and intention comes in. Does that make sense? You have to be disciplined and you have to be intentional about doing the things that are going to propel you forward. If that discipline is not there, if that intention is not there, the needle will not move. You act first. Like Omar, he gave the best example. He said, if I don't feel motivated, I just get up and go to the gym. And by the time I finish the first workout, I'm ready for the next. Because when you act first, motivation follows. You pump it.
That is so true. And I was going to say something, but I didn't want to hold up the meeting when he said that.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
one of the things that I've been doing lately. Is like, I know you don't feel like going, but go, because you never regret going, but you regret not going. And it is so true. I get there saying, oh, I'm going to do a little 20, 30 minutes. And I end up in there for an hour and I feel good. And I'm taking selfies and like, oh, I feel good about myself. So he is absolutely right.
Yep. And then when you get back home, you be like, I got my workout out the way. I get out the world. You know, I do the same thing. It's times where I be like, oh, I don't feel like it. And I'm like, you know what? Just go. Because I know once I turn my music, you know, I'm very driven by music. Once I turn my music on, I start doing this, I'm like, oh, I'm in it now. Let's go. So
Sometimes the hardest part is just getting there. If you can get yourself there, the rest is easy.
The rest is easy. And that's another reason why on non-motivated days, I don't work out at home. Because that's another excuse to not do anything. Some people are motivated to work out at home. I'm not. Now, if it's a day where my motivation is high and I just want to do something, I work out at home. Otherwise, I'm going to the gym. And I have a whole gym set up in my garage. But I will get in my car, especially if my motivation is low. I'm getting in my car and I'm driving to the gym. Because I need a change of scenery. And then seeing everybody else work out, that's an added layer of motivation. And then seeing all the people that look up to you because they know you're a fit person and they know you're a coach, and seeing that, and then, girl, you look good, girl. That's motivation. But if I stay at home, what? So you have to do what works for you. Motivation it should not be the driver. And waiting to feel ready is what's going to keep you stuck. Because you may never feel ready. You know how many people say, oh, I got to be financially ready to have a family or get married or whatever. You'll never, because then once you get financially ready, it's going to be something else you come up. It's always going to be something that you're going to bring up that's going to make you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to wait. Instead of just doing it. So now I want to do our group reflection exercise. So take a moment, and this is reflection purposes. Take a moment and ask yourself, where am I overthinking instead of action? What habit am I avoiding? What is one simple action that I can commit to daily? And this can be fitness related, it can be life related, it can be family related, whatever you want to relate it to that. And then I'm going to set a timer, and when that timer goes off, I'm going to have you complete this sentence, and I'll put it in the chat. But for now, I'm going to set a timer for 30 seconds for y'all to think on this. And I'm going to sing while it's going on. Y'all know how I do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 boom, boom. Got about 15 more seconds. All right, timer complete. So now I want you all to answer this question, and you can unmute yourselves. But the question is, you could put it in the chat, completely up to you. But ask yourself, the one habit I will follow through on this week is based on what you were reflecting on. What? Go ahead.
Better time management.
Oh.
I'm horrible at it.
Okay. Better time management. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Mine would be posting at least once a day on social media.
Yeah, I know how you are with that too.
Yeah.
You got it though. You got it though.
So far,
and you
so
got
good.
the right accountability partner too.
Indeed.
Anybody else?
I know you said one, but I was gonna go with the making effort, like you were saying, even if you don't feel like it, make yourself go into working out. But as soon as she said something about the social media, because I'm feeling like I need to get back into doing that, and I wanted to do that with my actual songs this time too. So getting back into doing that this time with my songs.
All right. Well, you got the best accountability partner right here. And Mama D said time management for sure. So I know I've learned.
Absolutely. It is not enough hours in the day
Yes, it is. But you're talking about somebody
to
that's
get
A-type
on 24.
personality. That's yeah. So, but I get it. I get it. And that's why I say, well, I was about to say, I have learned over the years that time management is a struggle for most people. I didn't know that at first because I've always been super organized, even before the military. I remember when I first joined the military and I was telling my mom about, how basic training was and how they called on me to teach everybody how to fold and how to do the bed and stuff like that because I was already naturally good at that stuff. And they peeped it. And she was like, "Oh Lord, you already was organized. Now you're gonna be extra organized." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So a lot of people think that the military taught that to me, but that's just always been who I was. The military just kind of fine tuned it and helped me help other people. So I still help other people. So time management, definitely using alarms, using calendars, using especially if you find that you're all over the place, you have to know thyself and be honest with what you know about yourself. And that's the key. Oftentimes, we don't want to admit to the things that we know about ourselves. Because let's be real, it's not easy to look in the mirror, is it? It's not easy. It's easy to tell other people what you see in them, but it's not easy to look in the mirror at yourself. So oftentimes we see things in ourselves that we aren't okay with accepting. But the key to growth is accepting your shortcomings. Because when you accept your shortcomings, that's an opportunity for you to work on those shortcomings so that you can grow. And so using the calendars, a lot of things that we need to do, like tracking food or using a calendar or using alarms, we really don't want to use it because we feel like that's too time consuming. But let's be real, what's more time consuming? Wasting your day or actually planning it and executing what you've planned? Does that make
It goes
sense?
back to what you said earlier in the meeting, choose your hard.
Right.
So you can either choose the hard on the front end by tracking everything and making sure you're meeting your goals, or deal with the consequences of you not doing that. And now, you're out of shape and your body doesn't look the way you want it to. Your health might be, in jeopardy because of the things that you're consuming and all of those things. So
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's why I always say that nothing in life is easy, and everything worth having takes work. If you attain anything easily, it's not going to last. Think about all of these weight loss pills and drugs and things like that, and surgeries. How many people have you seen online or known that has done a weight loss surgery and continued on their old path only to gain all that weight back? Because they weren't intentional about what it took to actually lose the weight. They wanted a quick fix, and quick fixes don't last. How many people do you know have starved themselves to lose weight only to eat normally again, or as a result binge eat and gain all that weight back? Do y'all remember that show, The Biggest Loser? That was the most unhealthy show I've ever seen in my life, the way they had those people lose weight. And all of them have come back bigger than they were before they went on that show. You know why? Because what they did or had them do was not sustainable, nor was it healthy. Things take time in order to stick. You wanted to say something, Omar?
I just touching on what you said about The Biggest Loser. There's like a huge documentary on Netflix about
That's
that.
how I know.
That's one of the most
I watched it.
toxic shows
Yeah.
that I've seen. Just like a YouTube clip about it, and it's just like, because I've never actually watched it, and I was appalled.
Yeah.
I was like, how can a person, like, they need literal mental help after this? It's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah. It is insane. And they also have another show, which I think is insane, where the coach, imagine you as the coach having an overweight client. Now, you're used to eating healthy, you're used to working out, you're used to doing all the things right, or most of the things right, because no one's perfect, right? And then you hire a client, or a client hires you, and they're overweight, and you want to prove to them that if they put the work in, they can lose the weight. So you binge eat and do all the unhealthy things that make yourself sick to gain the weight that they have. And then you work with them to lose it all. Do you think I would ever in my never ever life do something like that? I'm not putting my health in jeopardy to show you how to reach your goals. I'm going to live by example by doing the right things that it takes to get there and educate you along the way. But there's a show out there with coaches that are doing this. And I'm watching them get sick, throwing up because they're not used to eating like that. You got something, Omer?
They all want the clout. That's what it is. It's all about the clout.
It's not worth it. It is not worth it. So just go ahead.
I saw something else like that where the coach was doing that, making themselves doing the things to make themselves in the same position as the client to show them how to lose it by working with them. That's a very unhealthy way to go about that, because you're destroying yourself just to prove a point.
And there are better ways.
Right.
Quite frankly, I feel like it's pointless. Like, you don't need to destroy yourself, because obviously the client hired you because they looking at you and they clearly see that whatever you've been doing is working. So why do you feel the need to go backwards to try and go forward again? Like, that's weird.
Right. Weird is the word. And there was actually one client who was like, oh my gosh, like she started crying. She was like, oh my gosh, you don't have to mess up your health for me. Like, you don't have to do this, because she knows how she feels being where she is, and she doesn't want her coach to, be in that predicament. I'm not doing it. Absolutely not doing it. So just remind yourself that everything you do, you must do with intent. Everything you do, not just fitness, not just nutrition, not just your way of life, but every single thing you do, whether it's work related, whether it's family related, whether it's communication related, every single thing you do must be done with intent. If there is no intent behind it, proper good intentions, we're not talking about the bad one. If there is not intention behind what you do, the needle will not move forward. So let's bring this back to the overall plan. You already have the roadmap. I give you this roadmap every single Tuesday. Your job is to execute it. And here's the foundation. Track your food. Hit your protein and calorie goals. Drink half your body weight in ounces, not to exceed 1 gallon. Move your body daily. Resistance train at least 2 to 3 days per week, and get adequate sleep, 7 to 9 hours. But remember, if you're a newbie, you don't have to do everything at once. Pick one. Make that one a habit. Perfect it. Make sense? You don't have to do everything at once. This is how you build momentum, by following through on the 1 to 2 habits that you pick consistently. All right? So, my favorite part. Let's open up. We have our Q&A. So please let me know what resonated with you most today.
Stay on course and just do it.
Just do it. Be like Nike and just do it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would say on the lines of that, like just do it. Everything is not going to be perfect because nothing in life is. So just get out there and do it, especially if you have low motivation. Like that's when you really should be pushing to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. All right. Anybody else?
I think what resonated with me the most is the reminder to choose your heart.
Yes.
Like, nothing's going to come easy. Growth never came from comfort zones. So, it's going to be hard one way or the other, but you pick which hard you would rather deal with. It's like they say, choosing the lesser of the two evils. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'd rather do the hard work that it takes to have a fit body and a healthy mind and healthy eating habits than to not do that work. And now it's hard because I'm in and out of the hospital and I'm on several medications and all of the things
Mm-hmm.
that come along with that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Ooh, I must have did pretty good. You got anything, Miss D?
I do. Always going back to the why kind of keeps you on track as well.
Mm-hmm.
And realize, every day is not going to be perfect, but it's just sticking to the plan and trying to do the best you can.
Absolutely. And I'm all about living by example. None of us are perfect. And if you slip and fall, share that. Share it. Let people know, like, hey, I slip and fall too. And this is what I did to get back up. And that's how I can help you. I know with who I work with, I let them know, like, hey, I was a single mom before, raising 2 boys by myself, right? And this is what I did because I was intentional. I didn't want to use my boys as an excuse to not take care of me. Because if I don't take care of me, my boys won't have a healthy mom to look after them. And, so share your shortcomings when they happen and be real. Your clients appreciate that. And if you are working towards your goals and you have trust and believe, your family's going to start asking questions. They're going to start wondering why. Use that as a teachable moment. Like, hey, this is why I do what I do. This is why I feel the way I feel. And a lot of times, a few of them, not all of them, but a few of them might pick some of what you're doing and follow suit. So just lead by example. And that doesn't mean be perfect because nobody is. And Shira said that's also a valuable lesson she's learned and have to see the benefits of this past week being vulnerable and sharing her shortcomings. Yep. People like to see themselves in others. That is so true. If they can relate to you, they can be like, okay, my coach is real. Like I come on here, I'm not all like I got a pin stuck in my leg or something, I'm myself. I'm goofy, I'm bubbly, and this is how I talk, and I get my point across, but I let people know, like, hey, I'm not perfect. I have shortcomings too. I have hiccups too. And a lot of times if you share first, other people will be more comfortable sharing. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, I thought it was just me. No. It's not just you. There's a lot of us like this in the world, and we find ways to conquer things. So if I can do it, so can you. It's all about intent, consistency, and the will to do. All right?
That's why I say vulnerability is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. So here's a homework assignment that you can do, coaches, that you can give for this week. This is your follow-through challenge. So all you have to do is choose one non-negotiable habit, just one. Whether it's tracking your food, hitting your protein, drinking your water, walking daily. This is your anchor habit. Choose one habit, create a system, ask yourself, when will I do this and how will I make it easier? So if you chose track meals after eating. If you chose prep protein ahead of time, Then prep your protein ahead of time. Set reminders. Right? And then the reflection prompt that you can complete or give for coaches. One way I followed through this week was, and you can write it down in a journal, you can share it, whatever way works for you, but that is how you will be able to get in the habit of executing what you know how to do or what you know you should do. All right? So that was it for today's session. I just want you guys to remember, knowing is not the problem. Action is actually the missing piece. And follow through builds results. Also, small, consistent actions is what creates big change. It doesn't matter how small it is. If you do it, it's gonna add up. And you don't need to learn more if you already know what you need to do. Doesn't make sense to add on to something you're not doing. You need to do more of what you already know. Remember KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm not calling y'all stupid, but you know what I mean. So before we close, this is something I like to do after every call. Please drop one word in the chat, or you can say it out loud, that describes how you feel or how you want to feel when you follow through consistently. Just one. Forgiving. Oh, that's a good word. Yes, I like it. Accomplished. Yes. Confident. I love it. I love it. I love it. And fulfilled. Perfect. I love that. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for showing up. And thank you for your commitment to growth. I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday, where we will be talking about, I normally already have this up. We're going to be talking about debunking social media fitness trends.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh
you
yeah.
don't know how many clients or how many people will say, well, is this true? Because on social media I saw. Or is this true because I read on this article that I saw? And I'm like, do you do your doctor like that? But anyway, that's for next week.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good conversation.
Yes. So I look forward to seeing y'all next week, same time, same channel. And until next time, Coach Sassy Fit is out. Ta-ta for now.
This is Coach Sassy Fit with Sassy Fitness.